Well, welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, Tammy, to the Real Question, Real Answer show. Isn't this amazing?
Yes, with all the technology, we are together again. They used to say information highway. This is way before I got busy, way before we even were using Zoom. And I have to tell you, it really is information highway. It was bumper to bumper to get here.
It certainly was. It certainly was. There's no question about that. I want to say thank you everyone for joining us. We're on YouTube, we're on Facebook, a couple pages. We're so happy. And this is our second show, so we do apologize for any little glitches here, there, and everywhere, but we'll get it right. So I just want to say my name is Dianne Ojar, and I am the president and CEO of Olive Media Network, and we're just branding the experiential coach. So tell me, what about you? And while you're doing that, I'll just get us ready in the background.
Okay, excellent. Well, hello, everybody. Good afternoon, good evening, good night, and good morning. My name is Tammy Williams. I'm a business consultant. I actually help companies monetize on their websites and create compelling marketing campaigns. And through my love of people, I have a fondness to working with everybody. But something was pulled on my heart being a woman. And I founded the Women Champagne Real Estate Group to empower individuals with all things to do with real estate, as well as I help people bring the dreams that they have in their mind and that's been put on their heart into reality with entrepreneurship, which really leads to residual income.
Well, thank you for that. There's so many things happening. We'll talk about what we're doing as individuals at the end of the show because people want to know how to connect with us and some of the cool things that we're doing. But I want to give a shout out, first of all, to our sponsors. We have, um, and I'll just add that on here so you can actually see it. Noble Wealth Management, and then we have Leonard from the Sutton Group. We have T Ventures, which is you. And then we have Verbal Music Production, which is Ralph, that beautiful music that you heard. And of course, Olive Media and the Experiential Coach. And if you want to be a sponsor here, please reach out to us. And I want to first of all thank everyone, our sponsors, for our gift cards, for anyone who sends us a message. So no, we can talk and talk and talk, but
And
this
we
is
will.
we will. Hey, we have fun. We love to do this. But let's start with the questions because we have so many questions for everyone out there who are joining us. Certainly on Facebook and YouTube. Certainly do. Hi, George or Jorge. Sorry. In your case, thank you all for joining us. So let's go on with the show. So, Tammy, let's get our first question right now. And our first question is, this is one for you, Tammy. We have had this conversation, I don't know how many times.
Hmm. Okay, you asked the question because I'm kind of speechless already.
No, no, this is your baby, my dear. This is your baby. Emails are still important. We've had that conversation whereby you said that you like to reach out to people via emails. And there's certain things that you do and you don't. Why is it important for you? You believe that email as opposed to a text or opposed to, a messenger or so forth. Why do you believe that email is important in a connection relationship? And you're a huge advocate of it. I
You know
do.
what? There's a twofold, threefold answer. And the reason I say this is because I wrote a blog a while ago and I spoke to just about three or four people. And I shared with them what your life is, like a day in your life. So we really have to know what is text worthy, what's Facebook Messenger worthy, what's phone call worthy, and what's email worthy. Because what tends to happen, just being the individuals that we are, if we receive a text, we automatically think it needs our immediate attention. Now, the reason I love emails is because in our busy day, whatever is taking place, whether we're in action or not, we can look at the emails when it's quiet, when we're ready to actually see and read and try to understand what has been communicated to us. In a text message, it's usually very quick. So we may not get responses quickly as we sent it in a text. As a matter of fact, many people will say to me they sent messages out to 10, 12 people without a response. But automatically, if you think about what these little devices do, if you're, and no one's really carrying around a laptop, right? We're all carrying around so small devices. So you get a notification. So automatically, this would happen to a person. They said they go to attention, even if they weren't in the military. And I love my military people. We thank you for everything you've done for us. But they think they have to respond right now. Email communication, I think, is amazing because it allows you to share more information in a short amount of time, which can create some dialogue. And as much as we have emails, I'm not sure how many people look at their emails and their inboxes, but I do know for a fact from some of the research that I've done with individuals, they will look at emails that are most important to their now situation. And they don't necessarily delete the ones that are not now situations, but they will come back to those. It's almost like a magazine. You know, you have a magazine around for 5 years. That's me. I'm that girl. So are you, Deanne. I
Yes,
will not
I'm
get rid of
paper.
the magazine.
I'm
Yeah,
paper.
yeah.
I'm
I'll look
paper.
at something and then I'll go back to it because there's something else there, and it's like three years old. But sometimes the information is so relevant, it doesn't matter if it was from 5 years ago. So the same thing with the email, and I believe that you can actually get engagement from the emails if the subject line is compelling enough to interest you. So again, take yourself out of the equation. You know how you respond to people's emails. Think of how you would actually want to be sent an email as well. We're not talking encyclopedia. Even though I said magazine, please don't send a magazine to someone in the email unless it's a link to read at your own leisure. So it's this is I love this topic. In space I worked, I earned the reputation. I didn't give it to myself of having the highest response back from emails. And if I were to show you 5 different emails, even yourself, you would pick one that you would respond to as opposed to others. So this is a big thing for me. As a matter of fact, I think it's a lost art. Many people have gone to automation and doing a mass email, but if you can personalize something and customize something, you're bound to get a response more so than it's just a generic. Think of a piece of mail you get when it just says to resident, or just a generic thing. If it has your name on it, you will open it more than not. Same thing with the email. Beautiful, beautiful
Absolutely.
question.
And the thing about it too is, sometimes I say people send me images or information in a text on a message, and I said, no, send it to me in email for many reasons. Even
Yes,
attachments and
you are
so
the
forth. The
email queen. I
quality.
can't send anything to you without sending an email. Everything I send you, send by email. Well, why are we on Messenger?
Well, no, no, no. Messenger has it's everything has its pros and cons. That's
Yeah,
for, but then it gets lost in translation. You have to
I
scroll
know.
back. You know how many times I had to go back to no. For me, I have my emails come into my G Suite, my Gmail, right, for my company. But I also have it connected as a backup on my Yahoo. So I can go back from years. And if I can't find something or I delete something, then I can go back and find it. And it has saved my life for many times over. Believe me, it has. But for Texas, I was speaking to a friend and he was like, okay, where's this information?
Yeah.
Where's this information? Where did the text go? I don't know because sometimes you find it especially if you change phones.
Yes.
So if you want something that you can reflect, like you said, then definitely the email is the way to go. You know, there's so many shortcuts, but as a business owner, you have to be engaged. And for the love of God, please do get a proper G Suite email with your business instead of
Oh,
gmail.com,
for the
please.
love of God,
For
she
the
said
love
it.
of God. Yes, God is listening to me here. We are all about everything here. I'm holistic, but please do, because people take you more seriously. If you're just jumping on, please do send us your comments. Please do ask us a question. We're here to answer your questions. We love to do that here as well. There's so much more benefits to emails. Again, you can screen it, you can categorize it, you can ignore it. We do a lot.
You can unsubscribe.
You can unsubscribe. Unfortunately,
That's one of my favorites.
I have to do this with some of the emails because, yeah, some of the things that's happening to some of the groups, people will entice you with offering something, and then they'll send you so many emails after, bombard you. And it has its pros and cons, because and a lot of great information is there. So what I do, I go through it and see what I need and what I don't need. But that's what sales and marketing is about. That's what ClickFunnels is all about, is mass produce emails. But if you're going to do this, customize it. I know there's a
Hmm.
system and there's a method to everything that people do. Eventually people would bite.
Yeah.
However, it gets a little bit overwhelming now. Even us who are creating our right now, our products and our courses for the experiential coach, will we be using the ClickFunnel version, concept? Yes, we will be. How often it's going to go? Well, we'll see what happens, because the coaching, the coaches coaching mastermind group is a private group. So we will see how we can incorporate all that information in there. But yes, a lot is going to go through email. So you have to build your CRM. You have to build, it's a whole nother world when it comes
Hmm.
around email.
Hmm.
But you got to make sure, you know, you do it right. You know what bugs me? I have a pet peeve with email. It's, when you get an email from someone and it's all system generated and it's pre-populated, obviously, right? So it's
Yes.
supposed to pick up from the CRM, and then you see the blank, or you see put your name in here or something that, and I'm not going to say that probably wouldn't happen as a glitch. I get that. I understand that. But at least take the time to test it to make sure it goes out correctly, because then
Yes.
it takes away from everything from the
Yeah,
email.
if
I
you
wouldn't
get that
even.
email that has your email address name, but the name that you have for your email is not your actual name, and it says, "Dear Olive Media, Women Empowerment," the whole thing. It's like, but that's not her name, but that's how you received it.
We have so many. So all we're saying to you is that if you think about the email that you would want to receive, I always say, you know, what's that saying again? You treat someone like you would like to be treated
Yes.
with respect. So if you don't want to receive something else, please don't send something like this, regardless of what. It doesn't matter. It doesn't look good. It doesn't matter how established you are in your company or your business. It just does not work.
Hmm.
Well, I tell you, it's a turn off for me. And there's lots of things that's turned off for me, but that's pretty much one of them.
That's a different show. That's a different topic. If anyone asks us that question, then we'll actually explore that.
Well, we want to have fun here, but again, it is emails right now, and of course, you have to have a great signature. You have to have a logo, a nice logo, not too much. I've seen people put everything, all the credential on the face of the earth, all their accolades, everything in email. I've seen a few of them. It's so long, and then you have these. Make it neat and nice and clean.
Yes, and please remember to add your phone number. That's one of my pet peeves. People sending me this nice email and a company name in the email, not always a logo. But now, if I desire to call them, I have to do work, which means Google their company name and their phone number. I can tell you that it's not that interesting.
Are you all, for those who are just joining us, just look at Tammy's face when she's saying this, okay?
It's really
You
not
can
that
see the
interesting
frustration.
enough. It's not really that interesting enough for me to Google your company phone number. There are certain things to add in your signature. Now, if you don't want someone to call you, then you're doing the right thing. But if you want someone to call you, it is common in a signature. There is a template in the email of different things that people can add. And I don't think people are using that as well properly for it to actually get the message out for people to reach them. Like people are putting down on their emails, follow me on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube. That's great. But how about if I just want to have a conversation? There still is some, what was the reason of this? The purpose of this is for a conversation. So that brings us to a whole nother layer. But please try to add your phone number in there because I might want to recommend your service to someone else. The first thing they ask is what's their phone number, not always the website.
And here's the other thing as well. As CEOs to CEOs, we have I'm not saying we're better than anyone. There's a different language there because there's a level of professionalism you have to have.
Yeah.
So it has to be set up because I'll tell you, people will look at you based, will judge you, or make recommendations, or decide if they're going to spend 15 minutes with you based on many simple little things.
Like
A
an
signature.
email that has a certain word spelled incorrectly.
I was in a space with someone who English is not their first language. I get that, I
Yeah.
understand that. But even their email for certain things, their signature, all it was supposed to be set up. And this was in a media company, a smaller media company. And I had to say, do you know you have a spelling error for the word Scarborough and something else? Little simple things that, you live in Scarborough, hypothetically in Toronto. And I caught it. Those are little, have you looked at something and the first thing your eyes just zoom in? Like you open a document and it's like plain, picture. There's a game used to play when we were very young called picture. You just open and your eyes just end up exactly where it's
Yeah.
supposed
Yeah.
to be. So what we're saying is, also the privacy, also talking about the industry, talking about, the trees, because you never know for those people, it resonates with other people. And, think about, before you print this, that says a lot about your character as well. So what we're saying is clean it up, look, be professional. That's what people look for.
Yep.
So we want to thank Anish for that question. Definitely Anish. We appreciate that. For those who join us, please do send us your message, your question. So kudos out to Anish. Let's go to our next question here. Let's see. Our next question is, let's see. Mary, which platform should I use to promote my skincare business? Well, that's a loaded question. First of all, you have to look at I was just a perspective, and we'll chat more about this. Who's your target? Who's your avatar? Who you're selling to? Who do you want to reach out to? And on the social media side of it, you have to see, and I believe it's been, even for ourselves, we have to test to see which platform works best. Now, some people like Instagram. Some people like Twitter, some people like TikTok, and Facebook or LinkedIn. For skincare, again, when you talk about this skincare business, what type of business are you speaking about? Is it
Hmm.
your particular? Have you created a product, or are you part of an affiliate program or a business that you're building? What type of business do you have? And there's many more questions coming there. So again, are you looking to recruit people? Are you looking to be a service, or are you looking to build your business? So when you say promote, what exactly are you wanting to do? I'm not going to say try, doing your best to do. What exactly does the word promote mean? We could promote, we don't have to sell. I know it sounds crazy, but we all promote, and we don't sell. Is that true or not?
Well, I mean,
The hope is to
everything.
sell, but we promote, but what comes out of it?
Yeah.
So, in answer to your question is, who exactly are you trying to reach out to? What demographics? What age group? So, tell me. That goes a lot before we can answer that. There's a lot more have to be explored with this question, Mary, as far as I can see from there, because it was for what we're doing. Again, you have to look and see who may have interest. Look for people who have a problem, solve a problem, their pain point. I have very sensitive skin, super sensitive skin. And I have to say, I just created my girlfriend and I was speaking, a homemade remedy product that cost me $1.99, and it is amazing. I should market and promote that one and sell it. Tammy, I've been using it since Monday on the weekend, Sunday. And I'm telling you, it's the main ingredient is papaya, but there's one or two little things added to it. And my girlfriend kept saying, if Gloria Vanderbilt can use it, well, why not? And oh my gosh, it tightens the skin and other things. And if you want to find out more, I should package that and sell it. I'm telling you, as simple as it is.
So,
Simple little thing. And
yeah, and going
again,
piggybacking off what you said about Mary's thing. First of all, you, I believe it's a very broad question, but there are some staples that we can answer, and I do believe that success leaves clues. So whatever line of work you have, like Deanne said, what your goal is, take a look and see who else is in that space doing that, and then as a business, you want to make sure you use all of the platforms that are free. You're not spending any money because we don't want people to spend money unnecessarily. But think of it as an investment and think of it as practice. So if you do a TikTok, if you do an Instagram and you're doing a live, think of even if it's not your exact audience, think of it as practice, getting comfortable in front of the screen. And I believe skincare is for everyone that has a face or a body, and so, in that, you're going to want to have a marketing campaign, like Deanne said, based on the age and demographic. So, the campaign, there used to be the t shirt, one size fits all. It changed from saying one size fits most. The same thing with your marketing. So if you have a campaign put together for skincare, very broad, that's great. But what about having some little niche markets? The millennials, what's cool and hip to them? What about someone that's a little bit older? Now in their 40s and they're realizing there's some things that are changing in their skin. What about the men? Don't alienate the men. There's a lot of men that are
oh
really focused
yes,
on their skincare. I
oh
mean,
yes.
men that are getting manicures and pedicures and self care. So you would definitely need to have a campaign, I believe, for each audience. However, you don't want to spread yourself too thin where you look like you're everything to everybody. But if you schedule it properly, you can actually incorporate the masses, but pick a couple of niche markets based on your competition. And I like to say competition because, um, you know, everyone's competing for business. So not that they're your competition necessarily, but everyone's competing for business. So that's why I like to do a lot of times is take a look what other people are doing and don't make it the one size fits all marketing campaign because it's not necessarily going to happen.
I actually am using the product right now because of, your body goes through a lot of changes with health and, you know, life as it is. And a little spray bottle for intense to help with the hair is about $72. It's about this big. I'm not kidding you. And the shampoo is like 50 something dollars, but it works wonders. It does work. So if you believe in the product and you know the product works, the price is not an issue whatsoever. The price is really not an issue. People want help. People are tired of using all these things over the counter and so forth. And if you have a really good product, you need to let people know. Now, I would also recommend that come back to the platforms, is that work on one, master it. Master it as much as you can. Spend some time in it. That could be a week, 2 weeks, a month, and then you move on to the next one. I'm not saying simultaneously you can't, but master one and see. Ask questions. You can do those surveys, ask questions for feedback. Look at the feedback that you get and responses as well to when you post something. That would teach you a lot for what people are asking for. Listen to your audience. Listen to what people are saying. So I want to say, congratulations to Anish and Mary for
Yes.
winning the Tim Hortons card.
Woohoo!
And I want to thank you know, our sponsors as well for helping us out with that. It's always a pleasure when we have our sponsors, and this show goes really fast. But at the same time, is that We're here for you. We'd love to answer your questions. Some questions are submitted ahead of time, and some questions live chat. Like again, we're on some of the platform. Just like Mary, we are on many platforms, and we're testing out the platforms. Doesn't matter if it's a product, doesn't matter if it's a show, we're testing out the platforms. Was there a lot of things we had to do in the background to get to this point today? Yes, there's going to be a lot of things that you have to do behind the scenes to get to where you want to be. Yes. So we want to say for all of those who reach out to us and all of us who, yay, our numbers are increasing, Tammy. Definitely on the chat, please do send your questions ahead of time. I apologize if no one was able to send in their questions from all the other platforms, but hey, we're getting used to this as well. So I just want to say, tell us, how do you like the show? What do you want from us? Is there a burning question? Is there something you would like? I mean, even if it's a comment can become a question, a discussion. And when you have two power women like us, what can I say? In a couple, while we wrap up here, Tommy, tell me, what are you working on? I know you have a couple projects you're working on in business, and this is how, again, you get to meet who we are. This is what we do, but obviously we do things outside of this. So one of the things people can reach out to you for.
Wow, several different things. Something that's actually getting really popular right now is someone who has a hobby and wanting to figure out how they can monetize on that, because they've been told so many times about your passion will lead you to a nice income. And so I have a few people who they love pets, so they're looking at a pet walking service. Another lady who's all about, oh my goodness, she's all about birds, everything to do with birds, and
Mm-hmm.
how you can nurture birds. So I'm helping her figure out how she can present that, and she wants to. It's kind of an interesting what she wants to do, but anyways, it's a bird business. I'll just say that. And then of course, with people who have lost income, lost clients, and this happens all the time. It doesn't matter what the world situation is, helping individuals to figure out how they can turn some of their monthly bills into monthly residual income. That's been a great thing for people, a sense of relief, so to speak. And of course, in the other spaces with women, giving them people to look up to who's doing what they want to do in real estate, and seeing that it's possible to do a joint venture without having actual money. They can bring different things to the table. And then, of course, I like to share about cryptocurrency. It's been around for many years, and people are very uncomfortable because there's so much information. So I have a nice organic small group of ladies who have experience with it, making income with it and not so much, but we have our own experiences to share. So it's very well rounded groups of people that we're working with. So yeah, I mean, you know already how I am, Deanna. I've always, my mom always asked me, are you going to get paid for doing that? Because she always hears me working on a project and just, getting in there to do whatever. And of course, thinking about people who are not as fortunate as us. I still have my Walk a Mile in her shoe campaign where I'm collecting gently or new used shoes for girls and women. That's being given out to the different shelters in Durham region. And I'm most likely I'll be looking at another agency as well within the 416 area code. But that's a big thing that's on my heart because I love shoes. I have everything shoes. I have a stapler on my desk that looks like a high heel. I'm drinking from a cup that has a high heel on it. So I love shoes, and I know how I feel having a pair of shoes, even if it was secondhand. And so knowing that we don't always have money to give, but we all have something that we can give to someone else. So I chose shoes because it's fun. And at the same time, so much ladies have more than enough pairs of shoes. And so it's not going to feel like they're taking money out of their pocket necessarily. So I'm working on that still too. So many great projects. I could talk about this all day long. You're probably going to mute me.
I
But
told you we don't bleep on this show. We don't reach on the
yeah.
show.
So basically, you have to reach out to me. Just connect with me, and I'll connect you
Connect
with
with
someone.
Tammy.
And so,
Definitely. But Tammy is a connector, and Tammy works a lot in the affiliate program and help building the business. And she is a wealth of knowledge. She is for hire We're all for high in different categories. Definitely so. Because again, we have to see people's worth. There's many conversation. Tammy will call me, and I always say to her, she's my mentor, and she said, "Oh, I'm her mentor because we feed off each other." And we've gone through a lot, Tammy.
Oh
We've gone through a
yes.
lot, and we have helped each other rise. And fall, so she check up on me, and even the message, the instant message you just sent to me and say, "Good morning," and happy, and this and this. It goes a long way because there are times when we really don't know what to do. Sometimes we just having a good day. We just need a little pick me up. For me, we're working on the experiential coach because what is the things we found out is that in that space, there's a lot of coaches out there, don't get me wrong. But in that space, people don't know how to market themselves. There's one group in particular we're working with that they're so caught up with the theory part, they forget about the practical part of it.
Yes.
So we're working on that. We have the media side, we have the radio. Join us on Sundays at 1 Eastern, 1 p.m. Eastern time. And you can get the information for our Divine Soul Journey show, which is a whole other side of what we do. Because at the end of the day, you have to have, I call it 4 pillars: the physical, the mental, the emotion, the spiritual. There
Yes.
is a balance. And your mentor, we have many mentors, by the
Oh
way.
yes.
So it has to be part of it. It has to be a balance there as well. We're working on some of the media products. We're working on, I don't want to give away too much and say,
Yes. The
the new
publishing side that we're going to be
website, the
doing.
publishing
Oh my goodness.
side, more on the, I don't like the word podcast, but we do radio, and we generally upload it to podcast because that's just the space it is. There's other shows we're coming out soon. I'm so excited that I am going to launch. There's several shows we're going to launch. Now that's back on camera. I know I was on camera for quite some time. It's a lot of work to come into this. So let me tell you this. So I hope everyone there appreciates it. But at the same time, the reason why I asked Tammy to, and there's a lot that we do, get to know who we are. We want to get to know who you are, how we can help you, and how you can help us. Right now, we're building a database for subcontractors for some contracts we're looking into on the, there's a group I'm part of, and they're getting projects and they don't have the manpower. So
Mhm.
right now, we're working with some organization to help newcomers get some experience, get them some Canadian experience as well. There's a lot of things that we're doing, and there's a lot of help everybody needs. And again, you never know just by reaching out who we can connect you with. You just don't know, especially in these trying times. And I don't give energy to the words, I don't say the word.
Mhm.
But I want to say, if you have a question, you have something you want to talk about, please do connect with us. That's why we're here. And although it says it's real questions or real answers, that's just one part of it. The other side of it is help us help you get to where you need to be. That's basically what it is. But these questions we're answering a burning question for some people, and maybe the answer we gave them could be a nugget in there that may change the way they look at things, so they think of things, so they see perceive things. You never know. So I want to say thank you guys so much
Yay.
for reaching out. And again, thank you to our amazing sponsor, Jackie, Leonard, Ralph, yourself, myself. And you know what? Without you guys, we will not be here. So give us your feedback. Tell us what you want to talk about. I have questions. Tammy have questions, but for now, we'll just leave them for the next show. And there's the formats are going to change differently. Depends on when we wake up and how the day goes. I have some questions for Tammy too. So sometimes we put Tammy on the spot, and she always has an answer. So from Deanne to and Tammy, you could say salutations. You can say your goodbyes now, Tammy.
You know what? I'm just so enamored in what you were just saying. You had me at hello. So
I've been told that this Trini voice, it's actually for those we have fun here too. That the Trini accent, which I have a combination of things, is the 10th sexiest accent in the world. I've been told that. I'm like, what are you people listening to? I don't know what you're listening to.
Wow.
But hell,
Yeah. No,
I'll,
just
I'll, I'll do my best, Tammy, to mesmerize you more.
that's great. You said everything there. I echo that, and we're here to help. No expectations. You won't find individuals all the time in life and in work who just want to help and give and expecting nothing. But when you do find those people, you want to stay close to them, and it's really important because it's nurturing of your soul. It also helps you grow, and also it really puts you in a space of, I feel, of more gratitude, and get rid of the negativity and cynicism that's out there with individuals who are just trying to sell us and sell us and sell us. So that's my final words to all of you, and I look forward to seeing you all next Wednesday. Look forward to the more questions. We had more questions, but these questions were too long of answers for us to continue. So have a great rest of your week and stay fabulous.
Amazing. So from Tammy and our sponsors and myself, I want to say, tune in, give us your response. Tell us what you like about the show. We can get real crazy on this show. I'm trying to say myself. I'm gonna have a lot of fun, and that's what this is all about. So from us to you, I want to say thank you for tuning in. Check us out. Catch us on the replay. Catch us on the replay, share the replay. And if you're not sure about the link, reach out to us and say, I have to share this with my friend. I know somebody has a question. So do catch us on that. Until next week, this is Tammy and Dianne and Tammy saying out with real questions and real answers with real people on real time. Thank you for joining us. Take care. Have a good one.